teaching the JavaScript API for the Google engine. So this is our first coding basic session that we are going to take after understanding how to create a Google Cloud platform last Saturday. So without much ado, we can get started very quickly. And I also wanted to let you know that Geo for Good 2023 is starting today, 20th October. So you can get to follow up with some of the speakers who once spoke to us. They are now today at Mountain View. So in the event that you happen to go online, you can watch the live stream which is ongoing. They started today, a few hours ago. So let's get started. So our first class today is focusing on Attention coding basics, whereby we'll look at understanding how the JavaScript API works. We'll look into the other API like Python, but in the future, because some of us also have the expertise in Python, but we'll look into that in the future after we have already untraced the Google attention with JavaScript API. So let's get started. So our today's agenda is introduction to attention API, also the benefits of API, of attention API, and also the popular supported APIs. And also we'll also get to go deeper in understanding JavaScript syntax and the variable declarations. Then let's first understand the Earth engine, which we said in some of the previous sessions that we said that it's a geospatial cloud-based platform for scientific data analysis. So what it does is that it provides with us ready-to-use data, which is hosted in the data catalogs. And from there, you can pull a lot of data set depending on your use. Then why should we use the Attention API? The beauty of Attention API is that it has a ability to run large amounts of data at a very high speed. Remember that this is a cloud platform, so it's, it is it runs with a lot of power because it has a lot of cores. Current distribution of the cloud servers is very high. So when you are running your data set here, you don't have to mind about the computations like when you are running in our local computers, because see our local computers are very limited in computations. Then it has also the ability to host data. To host data, you cannot be able to store all the data sets, all the geospatial data sets in your machine. But imagine in the GE, you can have all the data stored in the data catalog, and you can use them anytime, anywhere you want to use them. And the beauty of it is that it is updated regularly depending on the data set that you are looking into. So those are some of the benefits of using the Earth Engine API. So this is how the interface looks like. I am very sure that we looked into this some time back in our sessions. We explored how the interface looks like, but in the event that you are new to this, so this is how the code editor looks like. Like if you wanted to have your assets now, the asset manager is now where you can be able to upload your your own data set, or if you are using shapefile or XML files, you can be able to upload them here. And I think we did and demo on this on last Saturday. Then we have the code editor whereby you write your code. So at this region is whereby you write all your codes. Then you can also be able to get your link to the script after you have done all the reprocessing or any project you have been able to complete. Then if you are running your code, you should expect your results to appear at the console. Console is at the right side of your window. So at this point is whereby see your you will see your results. So let's continue. So what is an API? So an API is a way to communicate with the Earth Engine servers. Remember that we say that an API, even in the software development world, developers build APIs to allow them to access some data or to access some information in other systems. Imagine we are dealing with two kind of systems and you want them to communicate. How you allow that communication is by application programming interface. Now that's the meaning of API. So you build an API to allow the communication. And these APIs, it doesn't matter the underlying language, programming language that you are using. So you can use Java or Python or anything that you are good with to access any data you are in need of. So like for this API, we are saying that it's a way to communicate with at engine servers. So it simplifies the computation that you will require to for you to access the data. Imagine now I just want to give an example of this, like when you want to access when you if you want to read the data of an image collection, you will just write a, a code, a JavaScript code to access that image collection. If another person is using a Python programming language, he can still write a Python code to access the same image collection. So these are two different languages, but they are performing the same function. So what they are doing is it is just a library which is connecting you to the data source. So it is designed to relieve the user's stress to understand the backend computation and distribution across the clusters of machine. So the use of API simplifies the need to be done in the rest and to be done in any system. So why should we use the API? It simplifies the code by hiding the implementation details from the user. If you are using an API, you don't understand how the system works backend. But for you only need the results. Think about the weather data. There are so many weather data which are weather application, whether if you want to understand the temperature or the rainfall or whatever it is, there are different systems which are built. But if for your case, I need to see what is if I need that to have that data or that information in my website, I will build an API to connect to that system which has the weather information so that that weather information can be reflected on my website. So what have I done? I've just built an API to fetch the weather data into my application, into my website. So that is the same with the Earth Engine. So you build an API. Our JavaScript or Python APIs, they allow us to communicate with the Earth Engine servers. So what they do is the API simplifies the coding part, and also they relieve us a lot of stress to understand what goes on at the backend. Then there are clients libraries. Now, these are the things I'm talking about now, the JavaScript and the Python. There is still the R programming, which is also used in this, but that one hasn't been fully developed. So we cannot so I cannot advise you use it because it is not fully developed be able to be used. So so we have the different functions or the syntax which we are going to use next because our next part is now to understand the JavaScript API. Now, why we are using the JavaScript API is because it is very mature when the Earth Engine cloud platform was being developed. They developed it with JavaScript, readily used. It has a lot of support. It has a lot of resources, and it's fully mature in their development. But currently, they are working on the Python, and also I believe R is also in the process. So for us, we decided to focus with the JavaScript API, which is fully developed, has a lot of support. Like anytime you ask any question regarding the engine in a JavaScript code, it will be very easy for you to get help, even from the GE community. So let's go to the next one. So this is how I think we wrote something like this last session, print. So we did print hello world last Saturday, and this is the same. So we are trying to get into basics. So this today's session is just basics, and we are going to be very brief. So when you want to print to write a first JavaScript code, how you do it is that you first declare them in a variable. So let's see, go. You first declare them in a variable. So a variable is a container for which holds data. So a variable is defined using the var keyword. Then it is followed by the name of that variable. Like if you are trying to create the name of a city, you would say var city is equals to, then you will label your city, the city you want. So this is how you will do your first print. Like if you wanted to write your first JavaScript code in Earth Engine, so you can just write the first line like this, and it will be printed in at the console. Then this is what I'm talking about, the variables. A variable var community. See, it is a variable. It has this name container, which is containing the name of that community. Our community is called GTE Nairobi. Then you have to call it to print. This is a calling function, a print function to print it. When you print the variable name, it will result to the it will print the G in Nairobi, and then it will be good. So, but it becomes different when you are defining a variable which is going to hold numeric values. Like you see for this time, for the first one, it has the quotes. If you are defining a string value, you first have to have them in double quote. But on the other side, when you are defining it in a numeric way, you don't have to have the double quotes. So that is how different it is when you are defining a numeric and a string. Then there are other things we call, these are the data types in JavaScript, the lists. Now when you are doing, you are trying to print a list of items or a list of cities or a list of towns, you use the square brackets. You use the square brackets. So you see our square brackets, this one, and then you still have to use the quotes. And at this time, you can also use the double quotes, but it's very important that you maintain uniformity in your coding way. Like if you decided to use single quote, you should maintain that. Not at this time you have single quote at this point, then at this other name you'll use a double quote. So it won't be professional. It won't be a good coding coding principle. So you need to have single quotes. So that is how it goes. Then we have other things we call objects. Objects, these are kind of dictionaries which when you try to describe a region, like let's say that you wanted to describe something like a city and also you want to understand its population and such kind of things. So we gave an example here of JavaScript objects which are identified using key value pairs. So this is very important. In fact, you need to have to understand this. Don't forget this. Now, for you to access any value, any object, you need to have the key. It's key. So this is how you declare and dictionaries, which are the objects. So let's say we wanted to have an information about the GE developers. This is how it will go. A variable, remember we said that this is a container holding a list of values. So we have first to declare our first variable GA devs. Then we understand it's a community. Then how many subscribers do we have? We can list them like this way. Then how many events do we have? Like this. This is not the true information about us. So I was just giving it some values, but it's a good approximation of whatever of how our community is growing, and that is good. So this is how you declare how you declare a dictionary. So that is how it goes. In the event that you are faced with any challenge on how to do this, you can be looking into this of our slides. Okay, so we are going to the next part. Oh, the other one is the JavaScript comments. Now, the JavaScript comments, there are two different ways to this to comment your code. If you want to comment your code, you can either use the single quote or a multiple comments. Like if you want to comment several lines of code, you use this part. You use the forward slash and the asterisk ahead. Then you close it with this other one here. That is how you comment your JavaScript code. But if you are wanting to comment a single line, you just use double forward slash and that is it. So that is how we that is how we do some of the basic codes in JavaScript. And you can, if you are very keen, you can understand that we have not touched anything about GE. So we were just introducing few syntax about the JavaScript so that when you will be writing GE itself, you will be able to remember some of those key items. Then next one is, oh no, please, there is some test we are going to do, some exercise, small exercise. But let's go first to the code editor so that I can show you.
Ella, can I interrupt a bit?
Yes. Let me stop sharing. Yes, please.
Yeah. Can you? Okay, I've not understood the object part.
Hmm,
Like how is it different from the string? Okay, just on the object slide
hmm.
a bit.
Okay, okay, okay. So you want more explanation about the objects?
Yes, like how does it work?
Hmm.
And then the structure.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. So for the objects, this is like you want to declare the and dictionary. Like if you want to have an object in your code, you first need to have it. I'm losing the best words to explain it, but how you do it is that you need to have them declared in the variable first. Then the next you need to have, you see that like the community here, we said that they are accessed using the key value. Yes. Now our key is the community. Then the subscribers is also another key. Like if I wanted to print to understand the how many subscribers do we have? I have to access the 1200 with the subscriber key, which is now the one which is going to access the number of subscribers. The same as the events. Like if I want to have that one, I can access the number of events using the number of events using the events key events key. Uh, Come on, is it okay, Priska?
Yes, I've got also an explanation from the chat. So from the explanation and from the both explanation, try it out. I'll try it out.
Okay. All
Nick,
right. Yes, yes.
maybe I might add some a simple explanation about the object.
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's say a person has a name.
Hmm.
Name is the key, and the value which is given to that key is the value. And then as also a person is an object can also have an age. Age is the key, while the age in which is in number form is the value which is given to that key.
Okay. So I can also see like Michael was texting something. Michael, please.
Oh, yes. Yes. So I have actually shared some information um, on the chat box. I think, Priska, you can also look into it. So that is the normal way of declaring an object. As you can see, we have a key and a value and the properties. So you can also look into the chat. So that's how we implement an object. Okay. I think that's what I have. Nick, you can continue.
Oh, okay, okay. So we are going to the coding part. So uh I'm not able to see the chat. So, but in any case, I will check on them later after this. If there is
Okay.
any chat which is regarding me. So this is the first line, like all that slides. So I want to comment this so that okay. So this is how we would love, like I just want to go like every code because I didn't want to have and to come and start writing all those things. I had prepared them sometime late earlier. So this is how you will print a line. I think you all have your GA accounts open, so you can write all this. You can be able to write all this because it will be helpful to test the codes if they are working on your side, so that in case you find a challenge, you let us know. We can answer this time. So Maybe you can start typing on your side and see if it's going to work. So just like that and run. So that when you want to run, you come at the run button, and then you should be able to see the results appearing at this point. If my screen is not visible, you can let me know so that I can adjust. So you can see like this one, I've just wrote hello world, which is here. I think on your side it shouldn't be able to come. If not, please let us know. Okay, okay, okay. So I think the first one has no issue. The next one is this one, whereby this is the part we were declaring the variables. Now we were trying to declare variable community. Then we give it a value like Nairobi. So if I run this code, I should be able to see the G Nairobi. So this is how you declare a variable, then you give it a value. So the value is the G Nairobi. And we said that the print function is the one which is used to call the variable and print the value of that variable. So you can write this on your side and try to see if it works. In the event you have a challenge, please just raise your hand or text. We are good. We proceed. All right. So I tend to think we are good at this point because these are just basic in JavaScript codes. So let's ignore that. Then we go to the next, whereby the next is whereby we are assigning the numeric values. So at your code editor, you shouldn't be writing all these things and testing them if they are okay. Like by the time we leave here, all these calls shouldn't be running very well on your side. Mhm. So you can try to see if you declare the numerics and print them, how they are printing on your side. Like for me, if I run this code, I should be able to see one or two and see if it is working. I think at this point, everyone, we are good. So that we go to the next part. So the next part is this one, whereby somebody is typing very fast. Sorry. Okay. So if we are moving very fast, please let us know. We'll, we'll be a bit patient. Okay. So this is the list. Now this part is where we're talking about the list, and we said that lists are declared using the square brackets. So this is how you will declare the lists. So like a list can accommodate many values. Like you see variable gedef event types. We have first event type which is expert talks, hands-on, also bootcamp classes. Like for today is a bootcamp class. Okay. And then you need to have the print function to be able to see these values that we have printed. So let's try to run this. Okay. So you can see that they are printed here at the console. So you see like we have these events being printed at the console. So this is how you can print many values in JavaScript. Then next. Okay, so I'm waiting so that everybody writes this, but you can declare anything else that is that you want to declare, and then you print and try to see. The syntax is the same, just the way you declare lists in JavaScript is the same. So you can do anything else that you want to do with that. Okay, so let's think. I'm sure that you are already done with that. All right. So moving forward. Now the next part is now the dictionary, whereby we were talking about the objects and the key value pairs. So you can you can change this code and write something else and using the same syntax of in dictionaries, and it will just work correctly. So we are trying to test these codes on your side. If they are working, please run them. So I don't believe that you are good at this time. If not, you can just shout. Alright, so let me try to run this and see what it prints. Alright, there's an error here. Community is not defined. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, please.
So I unquoted the community, like I unquoted the ones on the left
Hmm.
and quoted the one on the right. Then it was okay.
You unquoted the one and the
The values, the community subscribers and events,
hmm.
and then quoted the community, and then it was okay.
And so it was okay on your side. Alright.
If you remove the quotes on
Hmm.
community subscribers and events.
Okay, so let me try to do that.
Nick, sorry.
Hmm? Yes. Yes, you are saying something.
Nick, eh?
Okay, so let me try to
Nick,
run
Oh, yes,
this.
Nick.
Nick.
Yeah,
Yes,
yes.
Nick.
Yes, yes.
Oh, there is a concern. I think
Hmm,
the son Irene is actually requesting. I think you're going faster. You can slow down a little
I'm
bit.
going fast.
Yeah, you are.
Yes.
I'm going fast.
Yeah, you
so
need to
I
slow down a little bit.
okay. So so
Yeah.
so I go slowly.
Okay.
So, but I think this is the last one, which I believe we shouldn't be able to. I think this is the last one, so I think we shouldn't be able to. Any question? I'm not seeing questions here. Okay. So what we are going to do? So this is the last part of the dictionaries. So the next part is, I tend to believe that everyone at this point we are at par, right? No issue, right? So we can go to so we can do a small exercise, then we call it a day. Today it wasn't very serious, so we were trying to introduce the basics of JavaScript coding. So I want to share with you the QR code so that you can just
Nick.
yes please.
Yeah. So I think you can first share the link to the code here
Yes.
in the chat. Then I can share the link to
Okay,
the
so
test.
let me just do that very
Yeah.
fast.
Yes, Chris. What are you
Yeah.
sharing? What are you sharing, Chris? I didn't get
I'll
you
be
clearly.
sharing the. Sorry.
Oh, I didn't get you clearly.
I'll share the link to the test. The exercise we will be doing.
Okay, sure. Actually, that's what we were waiting for. That is
Okay.
interesting. Yeah.
We'll have a timer for I think
Okay, so
one
this is
one to
the
5 minutes.
yeah, just a few questions. So,
Just a
So we
minute.
have to scan.
yes,
No,
you can scan the QR code,
but I
or
can. Oh yes, just sent it.
I've just shared
Oh, yeah,
the link. So you can scan the QR code, or you just type the link as it is in the chat, or the one here. Very few small, beautiful questions to test our understanding.
Yeah. 1 minute remaining.
Okay, so I think we are good.
Uh, 30 seconds.
Okay.
Everyone is okay?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, so let's go. See. Okay, so this is how it is. See, see what our members are doing very well. And this is very nice. So we can do it together. This is interesting. So we can see, oh, I can see some responses are coming, which is good. Okay, so let's go through the questions together, and this will help you understand. But what I have to acknowledge is that this is a good response. You can see most of us have already performed the beautiful questions. So you can see we have a lot of good scores here. All of us above average, which is interesting. So let's go through the questions together. Okay. So define the at hinging appropriately. Now, how we can define that it is a cloud-based, a geospatial cloud-based platform for scientific data analysis. So when we are talking of appropriately, we mean the most appropriate answer. So this one is closer to the first one is closer, but this is more correct. Then we go to the next one, the programming libraries which are supported in at-hinging APIs. We have the first, the JavaScript, the Python. Also, we said that R is one of it, but it's not fully developed. Java is not in the list. So the correct ones are the first three. Then we go to the next one. Now, define the best definition of of API, the means to communicate with at-hinging servers. This is within the slides, and I'm sure that the slides are very clear on that. So it is a way, we said that it's a way to communicate with at-hinging servers, and an API can be written in any programming language. It doesn't matter how it doesn't matter how the servers are programmed, the language used to program the server. It doesn't matter. You can write your API in the language that you are most unfamiliar with. Then the best way to define a variable, you can define a variable in the first way, not the second one, this one. So that is how you define a variable. Then how can you access the JavaScript objects? We said that it is using the key value pairs, which is this one, the unique key, not by printing. Then the way to comment codes in JavaScript. This is how you do it. A single line, you just have the two forward slash. That way you will comment it very nicely, but not this way and not this way. This is an outline comment when it is this way. But for a single line comment, you use the double forward slash. And I think we are good and that is nice. So we are going to close. Somebody also has, we were 7, now somebody has also added, which is nice. Okay, so I think we are before time, 10 minutes before 9, which is good and we really appreciate your presence. That is how we will be doing our sessions. Today was just the JavaScript basics. Next we'll be having something different, still on the basic, but now introducing the Earth Engine codes now or syntax. Like if you want to add numbers in Earth Engine, how do you do that? You have to use other other functions, not just adding directly as you can do. And that is going to happen the next Tuesday. I think Michael, you can talk about this, please.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Uh, Thank you, Nick, for that nice presentation. Um, for introducing this course very well. So from my side, I don't have much to say. Maybe just preview what we'll be expecting next session. Is that we are going now to focus into how we create JavaScript Google Earth Engine objects, which can be able to communicate with Google Earth Engine servers rather than the normal way of just defining variables. For example, if it's a string, if it is a dictionary, if it is a list, there is a different way we need to define in Google Earth Engine, which is customized to Google Earth Engine interface. So basically, that is what we'll be doing next session, plus other things that we are planning. So I hope the members will be able to join us as we continue with this lesson and this course. Yeah, so I can see also there is a concern about sharing. I think the sessions are being recorded and they will be shared in due course. Priska, you have a question?
You they touched on the APIs. Are they free or are they paid for practice?
Okay, so basically the APIs, Google Earth Engine supports several programming interface. And this particular case, the one that we are teaching, which is the default API, that's the JavaScript API. That is what the default Google Earth Engine API. Then we also have Python API, and then we have R API. So you can if you're somebody who is good in R, you can actually code direct using R. You can also use Python, and then you can use JavaScript. All of them are free. There's no any charges, so you can feel free to use any language of your choice. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. So basically that is it. So for this course, we'll be focusing on JavaScript API. But at the end of the day, we hopefully, if we finish this as we have planned, we will be focusing also. Meaning we will be shifting to Python API, and then we major into the applications of remote sensing. Google Earth Engine in various aspects of remote sensing. So I hope we will be able to move together all the way to the end, so that you don't miss out any critical information as far as Google Earth Engine and remote sensing is concerned. Yeah, so thank you so much, Nick. That's what I had. Um, Unless there is any other question
All right,
from you.
maybe the
We'll we'll be having these sessions every Tuesday.
Um, yes. So we actually last week we were discussing about which day can we have this session. So we will be. We want first of all we are testing. We see which day will be the most appropriate, so that we can have as many members as possible on board. So we had suggested Tuesday and Thursday. So and then most definitely, Nick, I don't. Are we settling on Tuesday?
There were several options. A lot of support on Tuesday,
Yes.
last Saturday. So because we saw that there was a lot of people who are much interested on having it on Tuesday, maybe we can try on with Tuesdays and see how it fares to everyone. I know it is locking out most of our international members because you see we have some members in Australia and others in the other part like India. It's
And,
where the time zones are kind of late, but we'll try our best. We'll work on it.
okay. Okay.
Yes,
I have a
Maybe any
question.
other?
yes,
Yes.
John.
So is it possible for you guys to provide a timetable for the coursework or something?
Okay, we were thinking of something of the sort, but we haven't yet settled on it. But we are going to align with in the next few days. We are going to discuss it with the guys here. Then it will be very that we'll discuss. Then probably next session on Tuesday we'll be able to share with you how the outcome was. I see. That
Okay, then maybe just one more question, just to as I finish up. So, are we going to be dealing only with APIs, or we're also going to be covering what we've been learning throughout the past few months, like reviewing and doing them practically? Because we really never did anything practically. We only know things in theory. But this is just a suggestion, though.
Uh, Maybe I can answer you. We want to coin this course to be practical oriented. Now you realize that initially most of, though we had also where we had some few cases or some few classes, I mean some few sessions that we were doing it practically. I hope you're talking about the reviewing that we were previously holding on weekends.
Yes. Because like you find that we really learned a lot, and we really appreciate you guys for this opportunity. But like
Yes.
for example, like for like the soil precision, I don't remember that topic. It was very interesting, and
Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
tried looking it up online, but sikupata chenye nataka in detail. I don't know if I'm making sense. Like that course on machine learning, like
Yes.
you only get the theories, but you don't get like something that is practical, as he was talking about. So
Okay.
that's what I'm
Okay.
asking.
Okay. Okay. I think now your question is very clear. So since we have just structured this course from the very beginning, we will be having these sessions progressively as we continue, as we dive deep into Google Earth Engine, JavaScript API to be specific. And in the process, you realize that there are advanced concepts that we'll be narrowing down to. For example, supervised classification, the machine learning concept. We'll be able to cover them practically. And at the end of the course, we will now dive now into the application. So we'll be able to do projects um, from beginning to end. That is hands-on. I hope Nick, I'm correct by that.
yes, you are very correct. You are very correct. In
Yes.
fact, in fact,
Yes.
our weekly sessions are focused to be hands-on. There will be no theory here. We will
Yes.
be doing all hands-on, but then we will be retaining our weekly by monthly sessions whereby we will be having like for the expert speakers. We already have a speaker who is coming up next this month on 18th. That one will be talking on a very interesting topic. So that one you ought not to miss. Very nice topic is coming. So we will retain our by monthly sessions, but for the weekly, the ones which we are doing like the ones we are doing today, all that is is hands-on. Hands-on. So anything, any technical thing you want, you can ask it in this evening
Yes.
session, because you will realize that during the Saturdays the speakers are very fast. They are focused on completing the sessions that they want, so that they are prepared for us. And most of those sessions are highly detailed. So we will find that we can be able to organize ourselves in these weekly sessions so that we can be able to fine tune all those gaps that are left during Saturday sessions. I think that will be fair
Yeah.
enough for us.
Yeah.
Yes, Mike?
Yes. Then Nick, maybe I have something to add.
Yes.
To answer John. So actually, these sessions we're planning actually to really focus much into the practical aspect, and more so we want to focus on basically the real applications of remote sensing. So you realize that these weekly sessions will be talking much about remote sensing concepts, in as far as in as much as we'll be doing the coding part in Google Earth Engine, but we want to focus on how we can leverage the power of remote sensing in this particular case using the Google Earth Engine. So there's so much concepts we'll be talking about in remote sensing and GIS in this particular case. So you ought not to miss. Yeah. And
I
then
Thank you.
see.
Thank you. Question answered. Thank you. Thank you.
yes, there is
I see. I
also
did learn something. I don't.
yes.
Yes, Irene.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening. Sorry for interrupting. I have just a concern. Like, do you know the scope of this training? Like, how long is it gonna take, or it's just a continuous process? You don't have an idea yet. Yeah, to the project level, that is to the fundamentals of maybe automating spatial data and something of the sort. Yeah, that's my question.
Okay. Maybe I can go first. So we already have a scope. Um, we already have a scope for first of all the basics in JavaScript,
Okay.
and so we are discussing as a team to see how we can be able to fit into the time that we had planned before. So the plan will be, I think, will be shared in due course.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. So thank you. We'll be able to share. We'll be able to share the slides in our GitHub repo. Then I also want to believe that the recording is okay, and the codes, like that basic code, will also be put in our GitHub repository, so you will be able to receive the slides and also the YouTube link for this session, and also the code in the GitHub repository. You also you also want, if we will be able to share this in our LinkedIn page, you can also find such resources there. You can please also uplift the community. You can just follow us there on our Twitter page, and also subscribe to our Google group, so that anytime we post the event there, you will be able to receive it very fast. And that is the way I believe we will be able to communicate very fast. We are opening for the article writing. If you are good, if you will want to write a good article regarding the GE and share in our platform, that is open for us. You just let us know. We can be able to support you in that. We can be able to write to help you review and also publish in our in our website, because when you do that, it helps you to reach many audience, all the subscribers and all the persons who visit our LinkedIn page, our Twitter page, everywhere that we have our communication channels. That will be very great for you. It will share with you a great opportunity. So I'm much delighted to have you so much. Thank you. Anybody with anything to tell us? Sarah, you have anything? I've seen you have texted something here. Glad to be here. Okay. All right. So that is Sarah. There is anybody here?
Hi.
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah, I think I wrote. So it's nice that you had this session. It is a great learning space, and I'm glad to be here. Looking forward to learning more. Thank you.
Thank you. Emma, do you have anything? We can close. Emma? Mhm. Pulakesh, anybody with any question to or any comment? Tony, you have anything? We can close if no comment. No.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a nice session. Very easily you have explained the things. So one thing I missed the previous session because of the time mismatch. So is it possible when you are sharing the link, including international time zone, something like that? When I click, we can see when it will be in our local time. I
Yes,
have
yes.
seen I have seen some
Yeah, yeah.
somewhere they are doing that. So if it is possible, then it will be very nice.
Yes. So what we are going to do is that we are going to work on that so that we have our like to Saturday session we will be having that that link very well every day updated so that you won't be able to miss, because we also experienced such a thing. I also got such concern sometime late before, and we are going to look into that. Thank you very much, Plakesh, for
Yes, sir. Overall, it was a nice session.
thank you. We really grateful. It is you people who push us to go and do a lot of research, to connect with a lot of good speakers to talk here. You see, we usually feel nice when you come and we feel
Yes,
encouraged.
sir.
So and it is for us all to learn. So anytime you also have something you feel like you can teach us, please just raise in the Gmail. That Gmail, you can just let us know you want to take this session. Like now, we are going to prepare that timetable like you have requested, and we'll open for you all so that anybody who wants to take a topic and do it the way we have done it, we'll appreciate. So that's how we'll be doing it. We'll be having such kind of like the later we have an exercise whereby you can just test your understanding, and I think that will be helpful. I think I see Christopher has something to say so that we can be able to close. Yes, Chris.
No, it was a mistake. It was
All
a
right.
mistake.
Okay. So thank you very much. So we call it a day. We meet on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Nairobi time. We will announce for the Saturday event, which is going to be on 18th. So that one will also communicate. So thank you very much. You have a good time. I wish you very well. See you and goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.